history is centered around basically the coming together of human, dwarf, goblin, uh, and some wood elves. Um,
So basically, orcs, goblins, humans. You said as well.
Humans, it's mostly humans and dwarves. There's a fair amount of goblins. Because I guess I should tell you, since you're a goblin, your people were split. You're aware of it. Some
Hmm.
people are in the east over here, and some people are still in the west. So, and did I not? I still haven't put the flag down for it. So there's a small village to the south of Minopa with no tag, um, right over here.
Hmm.
That
In
is
of
that.
Fenwood.
Yeah, just north of Fenwood. That little village right there is the first reformation of Goblin society. And you basically split from there. Some kept moving south and went all the way to Riken, and some stayed here to try and rebuild with all the others.
Is this right? It's a city above in Fenwood. Sorry, just making notes while you're talking.
Yeah.
Okay, so this makes sense. So basically, we have.
And Riken Forge is named thusly because of the um, forging knowledge the dwarves shared with the humans as they passed through to the mountains in the south. And the dwarves and the humans on the Riken uh, portion are
Mhm.
very good friends. They've been living together quite well for some time. There's a long history between them because the dwarves are not originally from here.
Do we know that they're not originally from there, or is it more secret?
No, most people know. They just, a lot of people aren't really sure if they believe it because the northern continent of Balestra is nearly just as mysterious as the center
Okay.
of the map. No peoples from Balestra have been heard from in ages, and um, that's where the dwarves claim they're from. Everybody thinks they've just been living in the mountains to the south for a long time and tried to trick the humans into believing they were from the north, but in the end, it didn't really matter because the humans were grateful enough with the knowledge of forging and ironsmithing that the dwarves shared to
Rebuild.
basically give them. The king just said, the entire southern mountain chain is all yours if you want it," and so everybody was pretty happy. But the the amount of time that has gone by has led a lot of people really to question: Are they really from the north? Because that's like
So
myth and
let
legend
me ask this,
territory here.
because this might be something that I just want. How are the distances in the map? Because so is it like when you look for Forge, just to get like an idea to the next city, which is called, one second, let me zoom in, Hawthorne.
Yeah, so to travel from Forge to Hawthorne,
Hmm.
that is a 2 month journey.
Mm. Okay, because it looks not that far away from you know.
Yeah,
Okay.
but the
It's
distances
not to
are,
scale.
yeah, it's
I
not.
know, I know. I just did it in my head to know what scale I have to apply.
Yeah. So like the desert itself down in the bottom left of the corner of the map.
Hmm.
That's a 6 month journey just to get into the desert and 6 months to get out.
Okay. This is true.
So the distances are yeah, they're more than what they appear to be.
So it means if you would, for example, go from Minopa all the way around to Forge via travel, you look at most likely 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like a year travel.
Yeah, you're looking at like a
Yeah,
year,
over a year.
a little. Yeah, I would say 14 to 16 months,
Yeah.
depending on
Okay.
weather conditions and if you get attacked and whatever happens on travel. Not to mention whether or not crossing the waterways are safe at the time or not.
I can two.
I think instead
So
of an Eldridge Knight, I want to go with a Battle Master.
Battle Master.
Yeah, so I want to change a few things in my character sheet.
Okay, go for it. That's
so
something
so
I
I'm
haven't rolled.
curious, how are we all going to come to be close
It,
enough to become companions?
yeah, so that's another thing we're gonna all learn tonight. Based on your race and your background stories, we're gonna determine your starting locations. I'm pretty sure I know a couple of you already. Um, Males over here in Riken Forge. Fisty, you're here in Garo. It's the orc home settlement after the cataclysm. They basically chose to live up in the cliffs right up against the Claws of Soul.
Yep.
Um, Silas, your people are over here from the forest just south of Bryn. You pretty much spread out through this whole area, but you try not to go too far south because the jungle begins to get very dangerous.
Time flows different here, y'all.
And so, Dan, what's your race?
Cobalt. And I think you said they kind of hang out in Reichenforge.
You're what?
Cobalt.
Oh, kobolds. Yes, kobolds are also Riken Forge or Hawthorne. There are even kobolds in Riken
I
City
have a
itself.
question. I have a question about Hawthorne.
Hmm.
Is this from community college with Hawthorne wet towels?
No.
Okay, just
It's a settlement founded early on by one of the
by
few
Mr.
who
Hawthorne. I get it.
farming.
I know him from community college. He's the one that is lizard level 500.
He's the farmer.
Oh, Mel.
Sorry, I had to ask.
Mhm. Uh, yeah. So Dan, you kind of have your choice. Riken City, Hawthorne, or Riken Forge. Pretty much this whole area has kobolds living in it.
Yeah, I think I'm down with Reichenforge.
Okay, so you and Mail will start over in Riken Forge. Um, any humans in the group here?
Yeah.
Jay. Okay, so for you, um, generally humans are going to be found in Riken City, in Hawthorne, or over in Vron. Basically, Vron City and Minopa are the major human settlements.
So what
Kingdom,
about
Riken
Braun?
Forge is human too. Um, so the people that live down there are extremely mixed race. There's no particular. They're outcasts. They're thieves. They're um, charlatans. They're people who have pretty much been pushed out of society because of their past,
Do they? Let me
including
ask this.
former leader.
Yeah, are they coming from all of the kingdoms? So from Riken as well as from Ran to be outcast there, or is it only outcast specific from Riken?
No,
This
from all over, from Braun, from Riken, you name it.
oh, okay.
They have all heard the legends of Baran and have a lot of them have chosen to move there. So they're from all over down there.
Yeah.
And I guess you can kind of sort of think of that place as the most Isley type of place on this.
It's more like all the yeah, it's like a city of thieves or city of outcasts.
Mm-hmm. Arabian Nights.
Yeah, or it's like a penal colony 500 live in.
Yes. So J, either like I said, either Riken City, Hawthorne, perhaps if you're into smaller stuff. Vron is really the mega human settlement, and then Minopa is fairly
So the
Minopa
Keen
is,
is where exactly?
huh?
Did you say the King is down here then in Braun?
Uh,
Keen Riken.
well,
No, it
so
would be in Riken.
there's not one king for all humans. There's King. Well, King Vron originally started it. There's a different king now. It's part of the family line because time has been so long since all this was settled and built. But this is where King Vron originally settled the one of the first human settlements. Another human settled in Riken, which was King Riken. King Riken himself, though, is still alive. That is a mystery for the group to
Oh.
figure out. Because it's essentially
Right.
so. Think of it this way: the remnants of the cataclysm are still here, but it literally happened over 300 years ago. So for your characters, uh, what took place is 300 years in the past, and the king in Riken is human and still living. So mystery. Now King Vron, he's died and gone, and son took over, and then he died and gone, and son took over, and so on. So the current king in Vron is just he's got a name, but he's one of the sons of the Vron family line. And so there's still a lot of humans over in Vron uh, and Minopa, although Minopa is widely shared with uh, the elves because the elves uh, are the ones who settled Bryn and Finwood. Finwood first, and then the elves built a new capital city, which is Bryn.
Alrighty. So I do have a bit of a biography that I put together. I just wanted to make sure that my facts were still correct.
Okay, so are you going to come from Riken or Vron?
It's going to be Riken.
Okay.
So essentially, son of a Riken royal blacksmith and jeweler. It's my backstory.
Okay.
Parents were lost due to a
Uh,
mission.
okay, well then I'll give you an option if you have blacksmithing in your background. You can start over in Riken Forge with Dan and Mail if you choose, because that is basically the focal point of most advanced forging and blacksmithing. Although the knowledge has been brought to Riken City for sure. There's definitely plenty of forging and blacksmithing going on in Riken City if you want to be different.
So this is what I got.
Mm.
Essentially, son of a Riken royal blacksmith and jeweler, LeBeau lost his parents as a child when they were ordered by the King Riken to lead an expedition in search of magical blacksmithing technique that would ensure the king's reign for another 300 years. He was entrusted to a family of dwarves that were friends of his parents when he was just old enough to swing a blacksmith hammer. As he started coming of age, LeBeau began to exhibit unique qualities that his adopted dwarven family could not understand. So they encouraged him to put it to the metal and learn the arts of blacksmithing. Intrigued by mathematical formulas and geometric patterns, LeBeau became an exceptional designer of forged weapons and of the art of dice. He has decided to set off in search of his long lost parents, armed with nothing but his skills in both forging and gambling to carry him on. So where would the dwarves be in this setting? Could they be everywhere too? Could they be in Riken Forge as well as?
Well,
Would you
Yeah,
they're
say like the
yeah.
dwarves basically emigrated from the mountains to
Velestra.
the north? Yeah.
The only reason why Riken Forge was formed as a town in the first place was because of the coming together of the dwarves and the humans to
So,
build advanced smithing.
so
So,
if I can, so basically, Riken City is the seat of the king, but Rikenfort is kind of the R&D division of.
yes, yes.
Ah, yeah, that makes sense then. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So basically, this is the Apple kind of like where all of the new shiny things are done.
So,
Just metal, not like
so would we be familiar with each other then, being in the same city, or is it big enough to where?
One second, I have a question on that one.
Sure.
The DM, because I said my backstory is that, you know, because I can say this, I think Reichenforge might be the wrong city because my I was basically part of an evil wizard guard, and you know the backstory a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And when we fled, I don't think an evil wizard would have basically his main menacing headquarter in the city of R&D, where everybody's most likely more secure on that one.
No, he would actually probably be in Baran.
Exactly. So, and most likely because things went to the shit, I was fleeing, and I think the story that we agreed upon was that I actually met Fisty on the way, or Fisty characters, which would be working out there because I would most likely wandered up north to Garo. And I'm not
Okay.
sure how the orcs are treating goblins, but I think it would be still be not like that problematic. There would also be goblins there, I would assume. I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. So the orcs, um, in most cases, pretty much stick to themselves, although they have sent out their own representatives across the lands.
Okay.
Uh, so there are orcs here and there across the lands, but most
Then I
of
would be
them
more
in that
like
area.
it would be more logical if I would be from what is it called?
Well, they definitely control the area
Uh,
north of the desert. So anybody who would have been moving in and out of Buran like an evil wizard um, have certainly come across orcs at some point in their travels.
so I would have met most likely Fisty then. Most likely I would have not stayed too far in, and most likely would have settled close to Riken City. Then move through the desert, not being welcome in Garo, and then basically move to the right side to Riken.
Yeah,
I think it just makes more sense in terms of backstory and
yeah,
fit it in.
yeah. And there's still plenty of forging and blacksmithing and such going on in the main city. It is the capital city, so anything and everything that has been uh,
And my character is anyway more in terms interested in knowledge, not in blacksmithing of
well,
Niagara.
that's you would be in Riken then because
Yeah.
that's where the librarian college is.
Yeah, I think this would be more sense. It would be more. I would be more attractive to my character.
Yeah. Okay. So you're in Riken, um, and then Dan is in Riken Forge, and Jay is in Riken Forge.
I believe so. Yeah, it seems fitting for my backstory as well.
Okay. Fisty's in Garo, and Silas is Bryn area.
In
Unless
in
unless you would prefer Finwood, Silas.
Did you already read the thing I sent you?
Uh, if you put that in there, I must have not read it all.
Ah, well, either or kind of works, but if you think there would be south of, well, I think the Finwood might actually be more appropriate. My group would be remote.
Okay. Well, so if your group would be remote, then I would suggest you would still be either south of Bryn or north of Bryn. North of Bryn is probably the most remote of all the area unless you go deep south into the jungle, then you're getting supremely remote. Um,
Place when none go. I
yeah.
remember the jungle.
So if you want to go remote, but of course your people wouldn't adventure too far into the jungle, then I would say west of the boggy,
I think it would be north of Bryn.
north of Bryn, because the forest north of Bryn is huge. Like that's a massive forest, and there is uh, no villages out there.
That is appropriate.
Capital city of Bryn was the first settlement in that uh, entire forest after the cataclysm. Um. Okay. So, Male, you're scholarly. What about our kobold? Are you scholarly, Dan?
Um, well, start like what exactly goes on in Forge besides I suppose the specialty in blacksmithing.
Um. So most of the advanced tools were made there first. So a lot of the craftsmen, when it comes to any kind of craft for uh, living, from furniture to wagons and wheels and stuff like that, it is also the largest seaport for the Riken continent. Um, Riken City itself has a port, uh, but it's confined in certain areas on what ships can come through the port because of the river being the passageway, whereas Riken Forge is literally on the ocean's coast, so they built a pretty grand dock over there. So a lot of the in and out of almost the whole continent is in the Riken Forge area.
So I would imagine there'd be a lot of trade going on beyond, like within the city.
Loads of trade, yeah.
Maybe because I'm a battle master, I'm a caravan guard. That's where my experience in fighting with people comes from. Like that's where I learned how to fight like this.
Okay.
Does
Yeah,
that make sense?
that makes sense.
Okay. Um, I don't know. Should we know each other?
So I have, yeah, I have to amend the backstory a little bit, and I will shortly upload it. So I think in terms of traveling, it so I think it would still make sense when I basically fled from Buran,
But
that I would have at least made a traveling orc kind of like settlement or smaller settlement, stayed there for a little bit, maybe had contact with Fisti, but then due to the nature of some incidents, I would have moved to Riken to further on study, the book and study magic, which I apparently had an aptitude for.
mm, okay,
I think
yeah,
this would make the most sense, and because I
it
said
does.
again, my character doesn't speak common, also speaks common, but cannot understand it. I would seek help from in Riken to kind of like grab more details and trying to understand it and kind of trying to either learn the language or also understand the book itself that I'm having from my master.
Okay, yeah, it all makes sense for the area for sure.
Yeah.
And Dan, yeah, not only is there a lot of trade from the docks in and out, but um, any of the tools, weapons, things like that that are made in Riken Forge have to travel west through Hawthorne over to Riken City. So it's pretty bustling area. Needs plenty of guards for caravans and things like that. Um, you could even be a guard at the docks because there's guards there. Um, there's a couple special buildings in Riken Forge. Um, depending on what you really want as your background,
I,
that are sort of official royal buildings where a lot of the stuff that is made just for the military of Riken and things like that. Things of that nature are handled, which will have guards on duty in a great many places there too, not just outside the building but inside. Um, you're looking for something that's going to test your fighting skills, so I I would say you're more likely to get a test out of your fighting skills as a guard traveling with the caravans going west and back. So
Yeah.
maybe because that is a 2 month journey, so just to Hawthorne is. So you could do 2 months to Hawthorne and 2 months back, pushing caravans as a guard. That's what you do.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because there's plenty of wilderness in between that area.
I've never actually looked at the book to see what backgrounds give you as benefits. What, if anything, with this? I don't know if this is even an actual background or anything like that. Is there any benefit to this that you can think of, or any close
The
adjacent?
There is a background feature to everything.
Really,
yeah.
I've never looked at it.
This is what mine looks like. Just as an example.
Where do I see that?
Putting it in the Discord.
Oh, in chat. Did you link it in the chat?
Yeah, I dropped it in the actual.
Okay. Or so up in the top right, guys, you have chat bubbles. Click that so you can see the global chat. And then down at the bottom, Klee Duskpaw, he linked his Outlander Nature's Bounty background.
Background.
See it at the very bottom of the chat.
Okay.
Outlander Nature's Bounty. I think you can even click it. So yeah, some background stuff gives you things.
This under features, I think, correct?
Mine is under passive effects in my features.
Just out of curiosity, what is our group comprised of? I'm a fighter. What else do we have?
I am a ranger.
Okay.
Wizard.
Okay. Fisty,
I'm a paperweight.
answer the question, please.
A
He's
barbarian.
a barbarian.
Right.
Okay, so the question is that because these are huge distances, would it make sense that we know each other, and how do we come to a place together?
We were pen pals.
So starting off, I
Let's
would
all just be the
say
tower in the middle.
anybody who okay, so Forge is going to be Dan and Jay, is that right?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay, so the two of you may know each other. Dan, you may have moved some goods for uh, whoever or wherever Jay works at.
Bought my swords and armor from him too. If he's
That-
working as a blacksmith.
Possibly, yeah. So, if you guys want to work that out together, that's fine with me. Nobody would know Silas, and the possibility of male knowing Fisty is there, but probably rare. You may have not like shook hands and said, "Hi, I'm so and so. You're so and so."
No, I
Fisty,
would have just said most likely seeked this. seeked refuge in some of the orc terrain clan and just basically tagged along until I basically, as per my background, then I moved
Yeah.
on to Riken to find out
You might
in a patch.
right. You might recognize each other's face just in passing, but it would be it may be very unlikely.
I don't think so.
might
We can also say no. I don't mind on that one.
okay. Because the they do patrol the area quite often, so there's a heavy orc presence
Yeah.
in the northern parts of the Riken Desert for sure, because they're
And
trying
and
to.
I have a section in my biography that I was part of that, and then somebody stole my book, and then they went mad, and they said like, no, here, take the book and fuck off, please.
Well, Mel, let's hear your biography, man. I mean, so we kind of know.
I can give you the quick rundown because I said basically my parents were basically part of the evil wizard basically guard, and I was helping the evil wizard and showed some aptitude, and then some goody two shoes came by and destroyed the tower. However, the book was kind of calling out, so apparently the book is a little bit self-aware and basically called my name because I was close by. I took the book and basically
Is it
ran the fuck out, yeeted the fuck out.
the Google Book of Magic?
Yeah, it's nice. It's with a little bit of human skin and so on, so it looks a little bit problematic. And basically, for that one also, I moved to the desert, escaped Buran, because I was afraid that the goody two shoes are still there. I said I don't even know if it's goody two shoes. It might be like competitors of the evil wizard. Who knows? It's like it fits the setting that I think there's also a lot of like conniving in the setting of Buran, I would assume.
Oh yes.
So I'm not sure if it's goody two shoes, but it were like bad.
The positions of power in Buran are constantly in check.
Exactly. So, and then most likely I went through the desert, said like, no, fuck the city. Met some orcish guys, hanged out with them. Apparently, a orc sorcerer saw my book, wanted to have it, and after a night trying to study it, went a little bit mad. Didn't speak orc anymore and ran basically naked out in the desert. And they said like, here, take the book and please fuck off. And since then, the book opens for me. I understand it. I don't get mad. But I'm trying to decipher it, which I cannot 100% read everything on the book. And it's more meditation over the book. And I said I went to Riken to study a little bit, but for that I can show the book with human skin that basically speaks, hey, book of demonic evil here, guys, open this up. So kind of like had a false identity and tried to basically snuck into the college to get better magic knowledge on that one. And yeah, that will be the story. And then for the reason for traveling, because I got basically in the I would assume I was like in the city and part of the college, or at least trying to get in. I heard that people might have some better ideas about more darker magic, but it's not inside of the city. That would be my reason to kind of travel and find these people to better unlock the book.
Okay.
And also grow myself as a power. At this point, also want to do something for myself.
Very nice.
So Fisty, who's
Yeah.
your tell us
Daddy.
about your orc in Garo.
His name is DJ Grundle. He starts as a barbarian, and somewhere along the lines, he gets the urge to become a musician. The end.
Is that before or after you meet your fellow group members?
Maybe, let's, in hearing about
Okay,
this.
so we're starting at level 3. So are you
Oh.
going to do level 1 barbarian and level 2 bard?
No. Yeah, so I'm gonna do 2-to-1 bard to barbarian.
Okay.
So is the backstory you basically were part of an orc tribe and got beaten up so bad they said like, fuck this, I don't want to make war, I just want to sing.
I get ridiculed because I played the tuba as a young child.
Uh,
Maybe it's like the other guys, and I learned to play the lute ironically to make fun of the kid down the street who plays it, and he's a total Noob.
So would your character actually still be from Garo, or would you have been banished by now?
It was so terrible, and I played it late into the night
Like they just
on my on my rock
pointed
guitar,
down the hill and said, "Get out."
literal rock guitar. They just
Oh
don't understand
man.
my dream, man. They just don't understand me.
Maybe you're down in Baran.
The outcast musician, the free
Like
spirit.
you're playing your guitar on the side of the street for coins.
Just trying to find the song that'll bring peace to the world, man. Like Bill and Ted. I'm gonna write the one song that brings total peace and harmony to the world. Oh.
Sounds lovely.
So, are you then still in Garo, or are you somewhere else?
I don't know. Is Garl just very warlike? I got a barbarian pass, so I'm cool on the road or in the
Well,
desert. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I mean the orc people themselves have sort of banded together after the cataclysm in this area, because where they used to be from is no longer. Um, so Fisty, if you're from Garo, you would have some particular knowledge I will share with you. If you're not, then I won't.
Been there. Yeah, that's my people for a while.
It's true. You were there at one point in time, at the very least. Um. Okay. So in orc lore, in orc legend, um, the orc people used to live in an area that was near the center. Um, so they're one of the few, very few, who have any um, recorded history of land actually being there at one point in time. But to your character, that is,
Like the Cataclysm area.
it's yeah, it's very ancient legend that is just passed down as um, sort of must know orc history.
Like need to know basis. Or need or is that auto include?
It's something that every orc is taught, basically. There's so they pass their history down verbally, um, and so well now they record it, but for a long time it was just passed down by the wisest of the orcs. They would
Uh,
remember the stories and tales and then pass them down as history and have others remember it and hold on to it as orc history until orcs finally decided, since they're staying here for a long period of time, they'll start recording things. Go ahead, Mail. What were you going to
quick
say?
question: are there also Dragonborn people living somewhere on the island?
There are.
Okay, good. I just need to make sure the backstory that still makes sense. The evil beast was a Dragonborn, so that's why. Otherwise, I had to rewrite some stuff.
Is there still the Loch Ness monster in the water just north of Claws of Soul?
We don't know. That's the big circle of we don't know about it.
You will have to try and get there to find out.
Well, I think the only airship available 2/3 through the game.
Oh, also question. In this setting, it's a good question actually. Are there airships? Uh, are there guns? Or is it like high medieval? I just
The
want to
Great Eagles that can
Um,
bring us there.
So there are guns as far as like black powder. Yeah.
Blunderbusses.
As far as flying devices, about as fancy as you're gonna get is a balloon type of device, an air balloon.
Okay.
Um, uh, perhaps one of the kings might have a fancy blimp style balloon. Who's to say? No one's seen something like that in a while. Although smaller, regular balloon, air balloon type stuff is common
So
knowledge.
the main travel is basically foot and ship, or like caravan and ship.
Yes. Um, the waterways are heavily traveled, so like the rivers, through the
And
lakes and stuff.
and,
These
and I
lakes
would
are pretty large lakes, if you can imagine now the
yeah.
distance that I'm telling you. So
So I would assume all trade between Forge and, for example, Ran or what is it, Bren would be done basically by sailing all around it.
yes, that is correct.
Does the city of Buran also have harbors and so on, or is it just I'm just trying to, or is it
Uh,
just in the middle of goddamn nowhere in the desert?
well, yes and no. The city itself has no harbor because it's in the middle of nowhere near some canyons.
Okay.
However, there are some things on the
Oh, so there's some smaller settlements that we don't see that will help her and basically.
yes.
Okay, got you.
If you once you guys venture into that area, you'll get area maps for each of these locations. I have. So you'll get a little zoom in feature, and some of the things aren't you don't necessarily see on the map. 'Cause
Ah,
they're-
okay.
Where do we create our character?
Yeah, I needed to make changes to what I already got in here.
Go up in the top right, you see the three little people heads. Click that, and you should see your character. Click your character, open them up, and then you can make any changes directly in there. And then there's a little clicky in the top right, like three dots or something. Right, Silas?
Yes.
Yes, the three dots, and then you can go in there and uh, use the plutonium import option to look at all the fancies,
Plutonium. Back to the future.
backgrounds, actions, subclasses, blah blah.
And you said we're up to level 3.
You're all starting at level 3, so level your characters and skills accordingly.
But how do we level up?
I have no idea.
There's a little icon in the upper
Silas
right
is
next to your
the-
sorcerer name or level.
All right.
And what have you.
It'll
I'm
be pretty easy.
volunteering Silas.
So all of you, including the individual that hasn't done anything to their sheet, open up your sheet so you're on the front page of it with attributes and all of that.
Uh-huh.
In the top right corner, right next to the X out button, you'll see 3 vertical dots. Click that, and click the first option, which is plutonium import. And a box will open up.
3. Oh, okay. 3 dots. Plutonium. Import.
Once you're there, there's a lot of information here that you won't necessarily need right now. And if you look on the left side, you see a bunch of boxes. Actions, backgrounds, character creation options, class and subclasses, classes, blah, 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 feats, items, blah. You want to click on classes and subclasses, not class and subclass features, classes and subclasses, period.
Conditions and diseases.
Yeah.
Once you've clicked that, and it's basically highlighted, repressed, whatever you want to call it, on the bottom right, it says Open Importer. Click that now.
Yep.
And a new box will open up with all of the classes on it. You want to go to your class, click it, and click your subclass.
Oh, yeah.
So if I'm multiclassing, how does that work?
You'll do this again with the other class.
I don't know what the subclasses do.
Are you multiclassing?
Yep.
Then it doesn't matter because multiclass is a level 3 thing. And we're level 3, so if you're multiclassing even one level, you're not going to have access to your subclass yet. So you'll have all the time you need to decide what you want.
How much time?
All the time.
Presumably until the next level up, at least.
Battle Rager. Can I get like 2 subclasses within these things?
No. You can only have one subclass per class.
I have 2 classes to get 2 subclasses.
Yes, if you have 2 classes, you have a subclass for each of them.
Perfect. Math.
So if
So
I do Battle Master, do I have to choose? Oh, okay. So I.
Do you select the subclasses on because I'm still level 1? Would I still just
Okay, so
select the wizard or right away my subclass that I want to do?
I
you are
assume I'm
level 1 now,
checkmarking-
but we are being leveled up to level 3 starting. So you do want to select your subclass.
Okay. I just because normally you would have level, and then level plus subclass.
Yeah.
Okay. And then click import once you selected it.
Once you have your class and subclass selected, click import.
Okay.
And you'll be brought to a final screen.
I have a level.
Which is levels 1 through 20. Put a checkbox next to 1, 2, and 3. This will import everything for levels 1, 2, and 3 of those, except for Mr. Multiclass over there, who needs to decide how many levels of Barbarian he's actually taking.
Add
Just one, right?
multi-class proficiencies. Add base class proficiency.
So for Barbarian, you would just select level 1, and then when you do that again, Fisty, and import your Bard class and subclass, you would select level
In terms of
1 and 2.
select class proficiency import mode, which one do I have to select there? Because at multi-class proficiencies, at base class proficiencies. I'm not
This is
listening.
my first class. I'm assuming it's base proficiencies, unless.
Yeah, I think so as well. I'm just want to.
Yes, if it's your
Good.
first class, just keep your current. Take current proficiencies.
So add base class proficiencies and equipment, correct?
Take average.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can take your average for your health, or you could roll for your health.
Fuck it, I'll roll, man. Oh, do we have an agreement? Do we take average or do we roll?
Up to you.
I just did average. It was easy.
I already rolled for mine.
I roll.
That's what those 2d10s are for.
This seems like a lot.
Choose 2 skill proficiencies, but I already have check marks on them. Do I change different ones because there's proficiency from another source, so I can check other ones?
Yes.
This is just importing knowledge, right? This isn't actually leveling, so I can click whatever I want.
But
Yeah.
but I already 1 second. But I already have an inventory. Why do I have to make all the inventory stuff again?
You did class and subclasses, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You shouldn't be getting. Skip that. Hit skip.
I need to change my equipment. Can I just add what I want? And
Woo woo! 6 and 5 for the hit points. Let's go!
Very,
Yes.
very good roll.
Dan.
Ooh, nice.
I'm a chunky wizard. Well, not really.
I'm just gonna add what I want, and then I'll delete the duplicates.
Yeah, that's cool.
I
So-
want the rapier.
Now, quick
No,
question:
don't
Do
Give me a
we
link
not
of the
also get
rapier.
belts for each of the levels?
Yes.
Hey guys, I don't have any spells. I have only my ones that are from level 1.
You want to click those 3 dots again next to the X.
Okay. And then
Chromium imports. On the right
Yeah.
side, you want to go to spells, which is 3rd from the bottom.
okay.
Open importer.
And 1, 2, 3.
It'll have all the spells in the game there. And what you need to do is look on your wizard spell list and decide what spells you want, because there is no fast way to do that step. Deciding what spells you want, there is no quick and easy.
Okay.
You need to research spells, decide which ones you want.
Great. Oh god, how many can I actually select? Level 3.
You have achieved level 3. You have unlocked 2nd level spells, and wizards get 2 spells for free per level. So you have an extra 4 spells to select from. And 2 of them can be 2nd level spells.
So I get 2 additional first level, 2 additional second level.
Yes.
No additional cantrip. I have to. This is not like the table from the players book somewhere that I can just cheat. Look where how much I get. You know what I mean?
Your next cantrip comes at level 4.
Thank you, thank you. You know you know exactly which table I'm referring to in the player's handbook. You know that's
Yeah.
the matrix.
You have 3 starting out up until 3rd level. You get your 4th at 4th level. You get your 5th at 10th level, and that's as many as you get.
Gotcha.
But yeah, just follow those building prompts. They should be pretty self-explanatory.
How many of us are actually going to be fighting on the front lines, or plan to? Because I'll be up front. I want to know how many people are going to be up there with me.
I'll be up front.
Okay, that's 2.
I'm
I
a wizard.
could-
I'm up
Right
front
now,
as
I'm
well.
choosing my fighting style, and I could take dueling if it's just going to be me up there, or I could take interception for protecting people next to me.
I took the dueling fighting style already.
How much AC do you have?
Me?
Yeah.
I have 18.
Okay, you're tanky like me. I'm just going to take dueling.
The 2 littlest guys in the group are the tankiest.
Yeah.
There's
How
nothing
much-
wrong with that now.
How much health do you have?
31.
36.
Them
Okay.
small ones will be a little widery.
I'm like a roach. You step on me and I don't die.
So after I import, if I click the level, am I just getting the information? Like, what do I just see what this stuff does? I don't know anything.
It will be in your features now on your sheet.
Yeah, you can
It
I
is
can't just
importing.
read it. I just want to be able to read what it does.
You will need to import it to read it. This is an importing tool, not an explanation tool.
yeah.
Is there an explanation tool?
It is called 5e Tools online. Look it up. What do you want to know about? I can tell you what it is.
What does the bard do?
Excuse me?
What does the bard do?
Okay.
Yeah.
So, let me break it down for you. A bard is a full spellcaster, which means they are every bit the spellcaster a cleric, a druid, a sorcerer, or a wizard is.
So I can do all those jobs. Awesome. Next.
You can do, as a bonus action, something that's known as a bardic inspiration, where you basically roleplay however you wish to inspire your allies, whether it's a speech, a jibe, a comment, a flourish, a smirk, whatever the fuck you want to describe it as.
Puppet show, using them as puppets.
But mechanically, as a bonus action, you can give someone a bardic dice, an bardic inspiration dice. This starts as a D8/6. It eventually upgrades. And what happens is that whenever that person rolls, they can choose to spin that dice to add it to the roll. So if they roll an attack roll to hit something, and they roll a 14, which just barely misses, and you've given them a dice in your last turn or a few turns ago, they can choose to use their bardic dice to roll another d6 to add to that, which could turn it into a 17, and boom, he hits. You boosted his dice roll. You can do this a number of times equal to your charisma mod, and it's a big part of what the support part of Bard. You're handing out free dice for people to use.
It's almost like guidance, only better.
There's only one, not a.
You also, by the way, bards are kind of incredibly bullshit classes. They're unbelievably strong, and everyone memes them to the point where no one thinks they are. Jack of all trades is where you had half of your proficiency bonus to literally every skill you have that you're not proficient in. So, all those skill proficiencies you have, you basically half proficient with literally everything else. You don't completely suck at anything. You're a jack of all trades. And at third level, you get expertise. in a skill, which is that you have double proficiency, so you're super mega good. And what your bard kind of does from that point forward is very dependent on what bard college you do, which is your subclass. So to summarize, you're a full caster, and all that entails. You have a fuck ton of spells. And what spells you have?
How do I choose my spells in this class?
You have a number of spells known. At 3rd level, you would know 6 spells. You would have access to 2nd level spots. You would go to the Bard spell list and choose your 6 spells, and those are the 6 spells you know. You cannot, like a wizard, add spells to a spell book or anything. So you behave in spells known a lot like a sorcerer. Where the spells you know are the spells you know. Whereas wizard can add spells to their spell book and prepare them on long rests.
Yeah.
And druids and clerics re-choose their entire spell list every time they take a long rest. If so they desire. So the 6 spells you select are important.
So I choose 6 a day.
You choose 6, period.
Oh, I just know all 6.
You know all 6.
And no others.
And no others. So as a full caster, the spells you take are a very major part of your theme and a very big part of what you actually can do. Because a spell is basically a mini feature for your class. So you give people dice with your bardic inspiration. You cast spells just as good as any other full spellcaster, and you have a lot of skills. That sums up core bard. Really late, you get incredibly bullshit things, like at 10th level, magical secrets. You learn any spell you want from any class's spell list.
But I can only learn like whatever X amount, right? I don't know every single spell.
No. But you can choose 2 spells to add to your spells known. That can be from any class.
Any class.
So you could snatch a paladin spell, or
create light.
So considering you're a barbarian, the one you might want to go with if you're so here's the thing. Once you're a bard, bards do not have to be long range. Certain kinds of bards can be close range. They could be front line. Some bards are back line. So it kind of, what do you want your bard to be like?
I didn't really get that far.
Ah.
I don't know.
Well, you have some sort of idea because your whole idea of your barbarian is that you have a guitar that's made of stone and you use it as your weapon when you get all mad and shit. Right? Isn't that your weapon?
Yeah, exactly. So maybe I'm a frontliner.
So yeah, I would say you would be frontlining, swinging around your stone guitar at people.
Question.
Do I need intel?
What's up, Dan?
So for things like saving throws that I would force an opponent to make, say they need to make a strength saving throw for disarming attack or be disarmed of something, what would they be rolling on for that? Like, what difficulty would my strength play into that?
Yes.
Okay.
The DC of your you will, if you look in your Battle Master maneuvers feature, it will tell you what the DC is, which should be 8 plus your proficiency plus either your strength or your dex.
Or my dex. Okay, I was gonna say because I have 7 strength, I believe. It's not my forte.
So yeah, in this case, what is your dex?
20.
20.
Yep.
Damn, starting out strong. In that case, your DC That is the DC they have to beat would be 15.
Okay.
Because it
Do
would
we
be
have
8 plus 2, because our proficiencies is 2 right now, plus your dex mod, which is 5 for 15. Which is not bad.
Yeah.
Do we have in our party a rogue?
No.
No.
However,
Okay, I know that I
However-
take knock.
wait. However, both me as the ranger and the bard can do the same things that a rogue.
Okay, I'm just debating if I should take knock or not. I don't want to stand in front of a door and basically we all look each other deep in the eyes like, what? That was the adventure, you know? Let's all go home. Good luck.
I have expertise in stealth, and I know how to use thieves' tools. For reasons. So, just to inform you of that.
Are you sure you're not a pirate mouse from Buran?
Shh. Quiet.
I mean, if you look at Male's character's picture, he looks like he's from Buran.
Which makes sense. I made the story writing it.
Look, I like tinkering with things, and I started tinkering with locks, and I was like, oh, so that's how you open it. Oh, wait a minute, this isn't a school I should know. Oh. Is this illegal?
What is a good second level spell? I have one, but I'm just debating. Oh, Jesus Christ. Reading through all of
For
the
bard or wizard?
No, for wizard. I have some either Misty Step, but Misty Step I'm not really sure. I want to take
Misty Step is very good because you could use Misty Step to instantly get out of a grapple.
I know. What is in the second one? Because I wanted to have invisibility, but I need something offensive.
Let me think. A good offensive second level spell for wizard.
Or maybe I should go to utility. Oh, fuck.
Dragon's Breath is something you can keep up for a little while, keep doing over and over again, which is
Maybe
basically you have a flamethrower.
Flaming Sphere would be doing not the same, nearly the same thing.
Flaming
Any
Spear. You could Mind Spike. There are very few things that are very. Oh wait, that's a Wisdom save, not an int. Mind
Well,
Spike's-
I have for instance with my Mind Sliver. I have this as my cantrip.
it would work off that then.
What was it called?
Mind Spike.
Mind Spike. Let me see. Mind Spike. Mind Spike. See. Wait one second. Once I Mind Spike a person run away, I would always know the target location. Oh, okay, up to 1 hour. I see. I didn't read the full sentence yet. Okay, thank you.
Okay. What does Bard do?
I have to read up.
But we have 1 second. Kobolds can see in the dark, correct?
They have dark vision, yes.
Yep.
Elves have dark vision. Orcs have dark vision.
Orcs.
Goblins have dark vision.
Let me double
No,
check that orc actually have dark vision.
I think so. They have.
They have dark vision. Okay, yes.
Goblins
Goblins also have dark vision.
Yeah. So okay, I'm not taking dark vision then because everybody can see in the dark. Well, except of one person that plays human, but
Well, who are you referring to?
yeah, I don't know.
I still
Okay.
can't find where to add spells at. Where the heck is that at?
Spells to add spells.
Yeah.
So hit the three dots in the top right of your sheet.
I've got a level icon there. Level 3 sorcerer, and right next to it is like an arrow for leveling again.
What?
Yeah.
I know what I take. I know what I take. I take Wither and Bloom. I
That's a
take
good one.
Wither
In,
and Bloom.
in the top right of your character sheet.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, right there. I'm looking at it. I've got a pop-out version of the
Is there
character sheet. Do I need to pull? Do I need to do the one that's included inside then?
You might want to do that.
is there a way of holding up as a wizard 2 concentration spells?
No. That is something that the system will absolutely not let you do, because if you could do some really, really stupid stuff.
Wait 1
You
second.
could only ever concentrate on one thing.
You got the three dots, Jay.
I don't. Trying to
Close
figure
your
it.
character sheet and reopen it.
Okay. There we go. Now I see him. Yeah, so if you kick it out, if you do the pop out, those disappear.
Okay. Well, now you know how to get them back.
Yep.
So
Plutonium imports, and then you
Yep.
go to your
go to
class.
spells. No, go to spells in the bottom left,
No, there they are.
and then keep 5e tools. Open importer. It's going to open all spells. If you click filter in the top left, you can choose your class, and then click save at the bottom, and then that's all the spells you have to choose from. Depending on what level, you can click the level thing at the top, and it will line it up from cantrips through first level, second level, and so on.
That is slick, dude. It's pretty nice.
And then just put a check mark in the box next to the spell you want to import. And once you got all the ones you want, click import at the bottom, and should be it.
How is the... 1 second. I think I found something. What is the spell freezing ability?
What?
From a chronology
A
Wizard.
chronomancer?
Yeah. What is the spell freeze ability? Is it something that can store a spell and give it to somebody?
Chronothergy. Chronal shift, temporal awareness. What feature are you talking about?
1 second, let me get this. Let me get to the chrono. Where's the chrono? Arcane Abeyance. You can have an ally cast a spell which simply affects the caster so that you can share powerful effects like Shadow Blade or Arcane Abeyance. Whatever it's called.
Yeah. So yeah.
So theoretically, it says an ally, correct?
Yes.
So my familiar, I could give a spell to a familiar that he could cast and hold
Yes.
concentration because he is holding concentration.
That is correct.
Means
The
I
spell
can
treats the creature who released it as the caster for all other purposes.
means that I can also then have another concentration spell up.
Well, your familiar is focusing on it. And this is a 10th level feature.
I know. I'm just I have an idea and I'm not sure if I can make it in terms of a combo.
But if you're asking if that's how it would work, yes.
So I can, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm definitely taking the familiar now.
How do I partially delete items in my inventory? Because I was able to get rid of the duplicate weapons and armor, but now I have 40 bow and arrows and bolts and 20 torches. Basically double consumables I should have.
If you hover over it and hover next to it, wait a minute. Is that something that's not base?
I just,
Okay.
Is that
So
another plugin I need or what?
yeah, yeah. There's some things that you might want, but for now, click the edit button on the right. The square with the pencil in it rather than the trash can.
quantity. Oh, okay, I see.
There's quantity.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'll fix these now.
Is there any? Oh, okay, I need to see. What is the tool where I can see my? There must be a matrix somewhere online with the goddamn wizards. Again, how many spells I've prepared and shit like that. Wizard.
Just look in
D&D.
your spellcasting features.
Oh, is it already there?
You should
Spellbook?
find one that says spellcasting
Hmm.
in your passive abilities.
Oh, okay, perfect. Is there like also like a, there's no. I I'm looking for this thing. Oh, I have two spell casting. Why do I have two times spell casting in there? I don't know.
Look in spellcasting, and in there should be a section called preparing and casting spells.
Your spell book.
Not your spell.
The wizard table shows. Yeah, okay. Where is the wizard table?
In the book. Or in
I
Final
know. I'm just too lazy to stand up and get in the book. I just want to see online how many spells I have. I want to. You know.
So above that, where it actually says your class levels, where it says wizard, click that.
Class level wizard. Oh, thanks God! I was exactly looking for that table. Okay, thank you. That was exactly what I looked for. So 3 cantrips, 4 first ones, 2 second ones. So for 4, I can ritual cast this, so I don't need to unprepare that. And 2. And how do I make sure prepared? Can I unprepare that? Okay, like this. So I have 4. Yeah, okay, this makes sense. And ritual ones I can always cast ritual wise, correct? So I don't need to
If
prepare
it
that.
is in your spell book, if you
Yes.
know the spell, you can
Yes.
ritual cast it even if it is not prepared.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
Ritual casting a spell, cast that spell at its lowest level, and it takes you 10 minutes to cast it,
Yeah, that's fine.
but it does not consume. a spell
I have
slot.
my find familiar basically. This is the idea. It's ritual casting. Not going to.
So it would add 10 minutes on top of it. So find familiar is it takes you 1 hour to cast find familiar, so it would take you an hour and 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's fine. It's more like end of the day, and then anyway, you cast it like once before or after sleeping. Where is he there?
Dude, we don't have anybody to do any healing, do we?
I actually have set up to do quite a bit.
Excellent.
I'm not like a cleric, but I can do a bit.
When you
You guys
use
are
your
going to be very
tool
dependent on a lot of
proficiencies
shopping.
for
So you guys are just going to have to trust my drugs, my copious amount of drugs.
What's the question, Dan?
when you choose your tool proficiency for Battle Master, do you get a set of tools to go along with that?
No.
No, okay. Well, I have the ability to be a cartographer, yet I lack the tools to do so.
I would recommend using some of your gold that you have to just purchase it and start with it, take the gold away from your inventory? Because
do
we're level
I-
3. You've been
yeah,
around.
how much
Yeah.
gold do we start with?
We're starting. There's your base starting gold, which is determined by a combination of your class and your background. And then we should get a little bit more because we're starting at level 3. I would need to reference the book to find out the monetary value. That or Los can simply decide how much extra we might start with. Would you like me to find that number?
Um. Yeah.
Okay, how do we do this? I'm just asking. Very simple with all the magic components, because otherwise my inventory will get like super full with like
Okay,
shit,
so
like
here,
pit
let
of
me
fine
give you
sand, rose petals, and a cricket.
let me give you a cheat sheet on that. So spells can require 3 things: verbal,
Yep.
somatic,
Yep.
and material components. Uh, verbal is something spoken. You speak magic words. Verbal is motions, like you make hand signals. And materials are a catalyst, an item, or object to channel the magic. Uh, if a if a spell requires the material components, you need those components to cast the spell, and that's usually why you have a component pouch. However, if you have a spellcasting focus, like a staff or a wand or a rod for you as a wizard, the use of that spellcasting focus can replace any non-gold cost material components. So if there's a material component that costs a certain amount of gold or is consumed,
Yeah. For example, the fine familiar will 10 gold worth, but the book would be my spellcasting focus that I have with me, and then I can replace all of the charcoal and so on. And
No. Find familiar costs 10 gold worth of
Yes.
charcoal, which the spell
so-
consumes. It uses it.
Yes,
you're-
I get this. Yeah,
you're-
but all the other shit that I need, incense and herbs, I don't want to carry like a bunch of incense and herbs with me.
as long as
just-
you got a wand, you don't need a cricket.
Okay, thank you. And I don't need for wither and bloom a withered vine twisted in a loop.
No. If you wanted to be really cool and fancy and pull the window gas, you could actually use the proper spell components. But no.
What? Okay, you know what? Okay, cool. Let's do this. So where's my fucking spell component pouch? I have 2 backpacks and 1 pouch, because I'm a gobo. I'm a hoarder. Let's do this.
Oh, jeez. I'm looking at your inventory. And you got just all these little.
It's a little bit of interesting. I have snowshoes as well.
2 backpacks, a pouch, a
A glass bottle.
Are you carrying an abacus and
Yes,
soap?
I carried an abacus. I bought an abacus.
And
I saw it. I
snow-
wanted it.
you
I'm
got
with wizards. I don't have to look
snowshoes?
smart. Yeah, snowshoes. You know, if I want to go skiing.
If you want to go ski, those are the wrong shoes.
I know, but they didn't tell me this when I bought it. Okay. Um,
He's a very gullible Gringotts goblin.
yeah.
Oh.
I was like, mesmerized with the advertisement. I came from the sand. I didn't know what to do, and they said like snowshoes. You need it for skiing. Like,
Just trying
okay.
to blend in.
Can you help me calculate what my gold would be? Because I have no idea how to do it.
I'm currently looking that up.
So how do I put all the components in one of the pouches?
You can't do that right now. Not with the modules currently in use. You cannot do that. Base.
So basically, what I'm saying, I will have the components. I just have to spend the gold. For all the gold, or if there's a component that uses gold, I need to spend the gold. But I would assume I have all the other components.
I will
to-
sell you this mummified cricket for 1 silver.
Yeah, I would definitely have that. Yeah, but as I said, I want to have it all in my pouch, like in a container, because otherwise my inventory looks like shit. But hey, that's okay. I can deal with
The way I always did it was I said if it doesn't cost more than a gold for the material, then you have it on hand.
Yeah.
No, I don't mind paying for the material even if it's a gold or something. I just don't want to okay, now I need to find, a vine, and now I have to put it into a thing, and so on, and then have like 5 million things in my goddamn fucking inventory that I don't even know, how what it's used for. If I would have it as this, I would put it in a separate pouch so that I don't sell it by accident. I hope this makes sense what I'm saying. I hope.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, this.
Let's see.
Two more first.
Why do I have 2 times arcane recovery in there? In my people?
Because you've imported it twice.
Okay, then I can get rid of 1. I can get rid of most likely 2 times spellcasting. Also need that. Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah. Okay. We're good here.
everybody can add. Everybody can add. We'll do the 188 gold to what they already have. Whatever.
188.
188 gold to whatever your class starts with.
Oh, no.
Nice. Hey, look! I made more. I have more gold than I set out to earn. Now I can go home and retire.
Mm-hmm. That's what it says on this chart anyway for level 3.
Yeah, I was trying to find that chart and failed horribly.
Oh,
So it says the average a fighter starts with is 125 gold. Does that sound right?
well, you would then buy your material from it if you would start with the gold. I think it's either you take.
So that's what you would have started with at level 1, and since you're level 3, you've been doing some business as a guard in caravans, so you've made a little bit of gold over time. So that's why you're adding the 188 to the 125 or whatever it
Okay,
was.
so I am adding the two together.
Yes.
Okay. That is 313.
A boom, sir.
Okay, and how do I buy equipment? Because I definitely want to go to studded leather armor.
You would have to look it up, find out how much gold it's worth, import it into your invent. If you go to the 3 dots again, instead of classes or spellcasting, you go to items.
Okay, and I could add it from here.
Yeah, look up studded leather armor, put a check box next to it, and import it.
If it's not there already, there's another module I thought had enabled. Maybe not. There's a whole list of modules that I may or may not have enabled yet.
Yeah,
One
you
of
don't
them
just.
is it should show how much the item is worth in the item thing.
Yeah, you don't. You need to do more than just subscribe to it. Then you need to go into the actual game and.
Yeah, I know.
Flip
Right.
switch.
Right. I know.
Okay, I see the item. It's 45 gold pieces.
Okay, so it's there, right? And then just subtract.
Minus 45 is 268.
And then I wonder. Look at your old gear. Does it show how much it's worth if it's sold?
Wouldn't it just be half price of the original cost?
I would assume so, but I wondered if that module put that into.
I mean, I could just delete the item and add the gold into my inventory.
Yeah, that's fine. Because I would assume you have sold your old gear, right?
Yeah. Let me look.
Steve, are you looking up Bard? No.
I'm practicing my bardism.
Uh-huh.
Leather gold costs 10 gold
It's
to
gonna take me
purchase,
a
so
while
it's
to read
5
about it.
back.
I got a couple weeks though.
Yeah.
Worst case scenario, just make Silas make my character. Just do whatever the internet says I need to do.
He probably already knows most of it all.
Yeah.
Cartographer tools, there it is. Add them in.
He's a shopping, ladies and gentlemen. Look out!
Am I cool to buy healing potions? Or would I not have access to those in this town?
Yes, you would in that town.
I'll probably buy 2, but let me see what else I can get while I'm shopping.
Is there any? Okay, I have a question.
Mhm.
Uh, is there any item in terms of, because I don't? Okay, yeah, close. I don't can write common. I would definitely, look at the book, and at this point, I think I would know which kind of language it's spoken in. I would look for basic books for translation books, like what do you call it, like dictionaries or like translation books for common to goblin, goblin to demonic, and goblin to dragon.
Mhm.
To
Yeah, just language books,
Yeah, language books basically, translation.
translation. Yeah. Yeah. Riken City, you would find that.
Yeah, I would have bought them with it. So the question is just how much they are,
Uh. Okay. Let me.
and then I would need a link to the equipment that I can add to my um bag of unlimited stuff that I don't even know what I have in there. By the way, I'm also a healer. I have a healer's kit. Just letting you know, guys. You can rely on me.
Mhm.
I have apparently blowgun needles and don't have a blowgun. This would be also funny.
Do you have proficiency in medicine?
Of course not.
What are you doing with that medicine kit?
He's
A
gonna give it
healer's
to
kit
me.
because I could buy it, and this is what I bought for my money. Okay.
Boys, I could buy a rowboat for 100 gold. Don't tell me it's not worth it.
Exactly.
You're in the right town for it. So if you wish to purchase a rowboat, go for it.
I don't know how you're going to carry it around.
Oh, that's
It's
kind of
at the docks. You live in
yeah,
Forge.
there's silvered weapons for. Is it for like fighting ghosts and shit?
Silvered weapons can circumvent the resistances of some things, but to really punch through things and like be able to stab a ghost, you need a magic weapon.
Oh, okay. Hopefully, I find a magical rapier along the way.
But
Okay.
silver does punch through the resistance of some things.
Assuming
Quick
like
question. So,
werewolves.
what would it be basically? Equipment shop. Oh, is search for book, spell book, adventuring gear. Is it like a book or is it like a language book? Translation book? No. There's no language book?
There is something called a book you can import, and that you're supposed to take that book and edit it into whatever book it's actually supposed to be. So no, you'll have to import a book, bog standard, and edit it, change its name.
I bought 3 books.
Okay.
Did they not come into my inventory? Book, okay. So now I edit the book, and this will be book. Okay. Oh, I want to split the stack. Can I split the stack? Because I have 3 now in 1. Edit. Can I not split the stack? Oh,
Splitting the stack is rather difficult.
You know, it's kind of funny looking at the.
so what I'm doing is I'm just making quantity 1 and then add. This was 25 gold, 50 gold back, and then import another.
Okay.
You can buy a cow for 10 gold pieces, or you could buy a suit of plate armor for 1,000 gold pieces, or you could buy 100 cows for the same price. That's a little weird.
So what are you saying? You're going into the ranching business?
I'm saying cows have no value in this universe compared to plate armor.
Plate armor is just ludicrously, insanely overpriced, and
Yeah.
it's actually worth quite a bit more than that.
Yeah.
I believe plate armor is.
Now, you tell me this. You raise an army of 100 cows.
1,500? Yeah, it's 1,500 gold.
Do you think they'd perform better than you in plate armor? I think I'd take the army of 100 cows.
The fucking cow level.
Moo moo moo. Moo moo moo.
I mean, cows can be trained, so theoretically you could turn them into combat cows.
Cows with freaking laser beams attached to their backs.
If I would recommend you make the things you can, if it wasn't for the fact that base book making anything of any worth at all is ludicrously time consuming for downtime. So you're looking forward to making that plate armor over the course of 3 months.
By a crowbar.
How much is a bag of holding?
A lot. A bag of holding is an uncommon magic item.
How did we get 2 of them last campaign?
How did I
Convenient.
find holding? I don't even find it.
You had Jay in your group.
I created one.
Oh yeah, I think if he was an artificer, he just made a bag of holding.
Mm-hmm.
Shit.
Is your character all good, Jay?
I'm trying to get my spells figured out.
How much is it? Where do I see that bag of holding in the equipment shop, or would it not even be there?
I'm buying a few bags of caltrops. That will be funny to use later down the line.
From an equipment shop, it probably isn't.
Okay, I got you.
It probably wouldn't have it because it's an uncommon magic item. So,
No, it's fine. I'm just asking.
You'll
much
have
is
to
it
speak
supposed to
to
crystal
one of the
cup?
various characters wandering this great world that might have such items.
I hope he sells it at a discount. Core book, those suckers come at 2,500 gold pieces at the minimum.
Perhaps,
1 second.
we'll have to do
Quick
a
question.
deed.
Quick question. I'm a small creature as a gobo, correct?
We both are.
Okay, I would like to dog. I want to ride a sled dog. I can buy a sled dog. Yeah. Could have a mount.
Ride the sled dog.
I think all three of you are small enough to just use J as a mount for Fisty.
Oh no. Oh no. This. Oh no. There's so. Oh no. I need to be careful about letting them know I can make this. Oh no.
Oh no.
Hey, Fisty.
Yeah.
Oh, and then hey, Los.
Hmm.
I'm about to send you something in private GM role, so only you can see it.
Hmm.
I predict a lot of
10
shenanigans.
It's a short timer, 10 minutes. You can do a lot in 10 minutes, I guess. That's pretty funny.
Is one of the options. I am currently, as we speak, adding all the possible options to my sheet.
Do I have to add
I'll go back to
what
80%.
do I have to add also some possible options to my sheet? Oh, yeah, I know what I need.
I think he's just refining his backgrounds and stuff.
I should, yeah, simple map, okay. And then crossbow.
The brewing capabilities of a mouse.
What is a crossbow bolt case? Is it just where I keep the crossbow bolts?
I bought 10 bags of caltraps.
You're not the only one that has a bag of gal traps. I even have a ball bearings, you know, as well.
Oh my, we're gonna be the fucking trap goblins.
Take this!
Well, I guess that since we're here talking about our characters and stuff, I might as well finally spill the beans because it's been mentioned, but I don't know if anyone noticed.
Yeah, you are far
Go
away in a different country.
Mm-hmm.
I am a mouse folk.
Nice. So we're like the party of small people. Let's go.
Yeah, that's cool.
So I am a mouse. Man of small stature.
Mouse man.
Mouse man. 1 second. Which half is man? Which one half is mouse?
He's small where it counts.
Human head on a mouse body.
Why did I buy a crossbow bolt case? I don't even know, man.
Because you could.
You go shopping in the shopping district in Riken.
1 second. Can a dog actually carry stuff for me?
If you give it saddlebags, I imagine you could.
Oh my god, I can. Okay. Why do I have a fucking pig in my inventory? I don't even want to know. Not asking this kind of questions.
Not even you know. Not
Nope.
even you know it's there.
But basically, I'm nearly at the maximum of my stuff that I can carry, so this would be basically it. Why do I have 2 backpacks? I don't need 2 backpacks. Oh, whatever.
I'm gonna run my dogs out. It is 11 o'clock my time too, so
Yeah, 1 second.
anybody who needs to take off.
The last question is like, I would still have the book, the big bad evil book, which I don't now have in my inventory, but I don't know how to put it into my inventory for my backstory. My spell focus book or my spell book, or is it just
I would import a spell book and then rename that spell book.
okay? Just import. Okay, 1 second. Plutonium import. Items. Spell. Maybe should open the importer before searching.
Yeah. So I am indeed playing a mouse folk. out in the woods. From the woods. And D&D players must. This is them.
Sorry, one second. I'm still in the spellbook. I have to rename it.
I sent it in the Discord.
Dark evil. Oh, this sounds so bad. Let's call it Imperial Book of Human Skin.
Psst.
I gotta add a spell to my character because I don't want to go with one I have.
Delete the old one, import the new one.
Okay. Yeah, it's the cantrip from my race's background.
So 1 second. So this would be how tall? How many centimeters is mouse folk then?
Tall or long?
Tall. Are they going like velociraptors basically, or is this more like when they move around? It's like velociraptors or like dinosaurs more like?
A little bit.
Yeah, when he's like running around and stuff, he can move all fours just like a mouse.
Let's see. Size. Stand around 3 feet tall, but appear slightly taller because of their big ass ears.
Okay.
They stand between 3 or 4 feet tall on average.
Well, looking at your picture though, I'm wondering, do you like Mel saying run more like a raptor, where your arms stay up, or do you actually use your front arms when running? It looks like
Well,
you'd be more raptor-like, like moving like
I run a little bit more raptor-like, but this particular type of mouse folk is based off of
maybe a rabbit.
specifically the. I had the name and then I get it. Then it left my mind, but there's a very specific. Right.
Oh.
This particular body structure is more based off of a jerboa,
Right.
which means that I actually start doing hops when I'm
Yeah.
just moving as fast as I can. Zoom.
Zoom, zoom, zooms.
Beware. That is not to say be aware. That it is to say beware. I have climb speed. I'm a small mouse with climb speed and thieves tools. Beware.
What? With what? Clive speed?
Yes, climb speed. So I can scurry up trees and walls and shit.
Ah, don't worry. I have also proficiency in sleight of hand and stealth. Hey, I'm a go-boy at the end of the day, so they will have that. Like, set.
So not only are the frontliners small, but both the frontliners are sneaky.
I'm not a frontliner. I'm the wizard man. I'm in the back.
Oh wait, so yeah, the ranger and the wizard can go sneak off into the shadows and fade away.
Small, I got 20 decks. I'm sneaky.
We like oh god, we will get only strength based.
Or-
Make a strength
or-
check.
Towards
Okay.
Jay and
I
Steve.
think I'm all done as well, so.
Mhm. Excellent. Okay, well I'll leave it open for a little bit, but my dogs are crying. So
Oh, did you hear my dogs?
What?
My dog was barking too, like crazy.
Oh, really?
Fireworks.
Oh.
Pioneer Day.
I think we are. I'm also good.
Excellent.
I didn't buy a dog though, not yet.
Okay, we'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
that's it for
we see
now.
each other
Maybe
then
I'll
in,
work on a
2 weeks' time?
background
2
over
weeks?
the next week or two.
Yeah, I said I'm on vacation.
Right on.
Do I have to
Yeah,
log out
yeah,
or something like that?
Dan, you got some time. With this 2 week break, whenever everybody's back, um, we'll kick back in here and
Do
we'll
I
have
just
our.
close the browser, or do I need to do anything else?
No, you don't need to do anything else. It's all.
All right, guys. Have a great one. Have a great vacation, Mel.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yep.
enjoy it.
Good night, you guys.
Later.
Later.
Good night.